Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dune. We are still recovering from being completely idiotic about it and flying into an Harkonnen zone.
We were captured by the Harkonnen troops. I've seen a spice harvester around. Have a look at the characteristics of my troop. I'm sure that we'll do a better job. Show me where you want me to go.
No, actually you can stay here for a little longer. In the meantime though, while I'm waiting for that to be converted back to something useful, I need to go back to get my ornithopter. So we'll take the worm and go back to Bled and Timon. Skip to destination, fly over, go here. Get told where the sietch is and then take a worm to find the sietch. Once I've told the harvesters to move.
It's been days since we've shown me where you want me to go.
You go up here, that's well protected.
It's been days. Show me where you want me to go.
And you go there.
It's been days since we're doing. Have a look at the character. There is a sietch not far from here.
And we'll save. Because I'm a little bit paranoid that this might also result in death. But at least it's good to die. At least once in a game, so you know what it's like.
Select destination on map. Desert. South.
I wonder where they put the navigation system on a worm. Yeah. You could think of some interesting things. When it's a worm, suppose if you cut it in half, does it grow into two separate worms? That would actually be kind of terrifying. Considering all those knives at the front of the mouth, if they're all over the body. But then again, I don't exactly know what the great sandworms of Dune eat. I suppose they might be something like whales, but then why do they need teeth? Presumably to bite through the sand. But again, sand isn't really that tough. Unless actual earthworms also have teeth. Doesn't look like it. But traveling by worm has its charms too. It's not nice and glidey, but you can still see much of the Dune of the surface of Dune. Should really stay away from using fancy words when I'm trying to explain stuff. Come on, south is south. How much more south than south can you get? I'll adjust the direction a little bit.
It looks like a village. There, on the left.
Another village. Wow, also another sietch.
Well, let me see if I have weirding modules for trade. Here is my price.
I'll argue with that.
Well, let's make it this quantity of spice.
Can I still argue?
Do I have something else? I have an orny for trade.
No, I don't want an orny.
Well, I have some crisps for trade. Here is my price for them.
Relatively cheap.
Well, I have several laser guns for trade. Here
No
is
thanks.
my price. Well, I have weirding modules for trade. Here is my price. Weirding modules? At this price, I'm losing money. Here is my final price. Remember, we are talking about weirding modules.
Oh, fine.
Okay. So, it's always possible to come to an...
So, call a worm.
Select destination.
And we head back here.
Timon.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about running out of spice to pay these smugglers with.
It's
I want to
days
know
since
the
Have you
location
seen
of
how
a
we
siege.
transformed that force? We're doing military. Here are the characteristics. Saboteurs have been. There is a siege not far from here, southward.
Yeah, your other guy said that as well. I ran into a village.
It's been. We're doing. Let me show you the statistics.
Bigger?
It's been. Have you seen how we're doing military? Let me show you the statistics.
All right. Change your occupation. Go search for equipment. Where the prospect
It's been days since we show me 3 sieges where you want me to go next.
And actually, let's send you north now. Go there, there, and then just head back here.
Okay.
That'll ensure that you stay safe. You
We've been
start
asked to do
building
agriculture, but can't start. Great. That's a job that will.
And we'll save again. Alright, let's see the results actually. Yeah, so basically if I fly into this blue zone here, that will cause a problem. How's the siege conversion coming? It's not quite done yet. Alright, let's take the worm out again then. That kinda sounds wrong actually.
Select destination on map.
Let's go slightly more this way.
Desert.
I mean, if there is a siege here... Unless it's in the middle of those fish-shaped mountains. Which again I say is cheating. Still it's kind of odd that we saw the village before we saw a siege. If there is really a siege down south. But really I'm just looking for more Fremen to recruit to my cause. Right now I've got pretty much got a stomp you death army. So it should be alright. But this strategy of course works best if I can push the Harkonnen into one concentrated area. Nope, that's not the right location.
Desert.
Let's move back up the desert again. It's probably somewhere in this area that I'm looking for. It could be over here, but from the shape of the terrain I saw on the spice map, it suggested that there should be something between these two. Probably smack in the middle of these two. Since they're not finding any Harkonnen fortresses, it's probably a siege. Alright, we're starting to head towards mountains, so I'll change destination to this place. And increase the amount of search area to maximize how much I can find. Still, it's taking the Harkonnens a long time to be aggressive. course, they have no real reason to not be anything else, because they know I have to make the move. I have to break into their territory, not the other way around. This is gonna be another test of patience. I hate that. At this point, I'd much rather just get the actual information on the siege. Oh well, we'll take a pit stop. Right, he's returning. That fortress is still not back to what it should be. And where are my prospectors? Still flying. Alright. So spice density map. Still one of the best ways to figure out where things are. Alright, so we've got the Simpo pions. And there's basically a big bulbous area here where there could be something. But I don't know exactly what the shape is of some of these things. For instance, I know that the fish mountains are here, but it would be really nice if I could turn on terrain to see what else is here. I'll try heading for this area now, which would be southwest-ish. And I'll take the worm just to be safe.
Select destination on map. Desert.
And once I've found something, I should really head back to the palace. Maybe by then my men will have reconverted that fortress back into a siege. Nope, still nothing. I could be completely missing it, of course. Alright, back to the starting point. Come on.
Select destination on map.
Alright, so this is south until I get
Desert.
there. Let's try the other direction, see if we can clear something up there. Because there's only really so many places you can go south in this area before either hitting a village or a mountain range. It's really puzzling. Then again, I wish my memory was good enough to know where everything is, because I've already seen all this before. Come on, Stilgar, come on, Chani. Give me a siege. Give me a siege and make me happy.
It looks like a siege there on the left.
Thank you, Stilgar. Alright. Is there anyone home? Doesn't look like it. Still. Ooh, there's some equipment here.
We are doing... May I show you the characteristics of my troop? Okay. Select destination.
And... okay, what kind of area does that make? Yeah, see, that slots right in. Really weird-ass area. I can't really do anything with it right now. So let's go pay that smuggler. That's...
Here are our current stocks of spice. You can notice that yesterday our spice production was better. The Emperor will call... one moment. Yes, here it is. Look at this bill. Do you want me to send that? Okay, that'll be... Do remember that's...
That was the only
Here
bill?
are our current stock. You can know... The Emperor... one moment. Yes, here it is. Look at this bill. Okay, do remember that spice...
I've wasted a little bit too much time, I think. No, there's still plenty of water here.
My troop, let me show you the statistics of my troop.
Alright.
We are the spice process. Let me show you the statistics. We're prospecting for... The sands around here are extremely rich in spice. Would you like me to repeat what I said?
That's very good. And... no, they're still converting.
We're transforming this ugly fortress in... We're doing... Have a look at the character. Spice is harder to mine. May I show you this? This area is relatively poor in spice. We are doing Have a look at the characteristics of my troop. Show me where you want me to go.
Actually, let's move both of you over here, because I don't want to leave any one of you on your own. And, well, if the Harkonnen take back one single fortress, that would be alright.
We are doing military... May I show you the characteristics of my...
Motivation is still very low for some reason.
Would you like me... We are doing military training.
Should be much higher than that.
We're doing... Here are the characteristics of my troop.
But then again, motivation has been very low overall.
We've won the battle, Muad'Dib. We're doing... Have a look at the characteristics of my troop.
Probably has something to do with the amount of battles lost and won. The amount of vegetation on the area. And the level of my charisma. Because I have seen motivation levels above 100, which should not be possible. Oh, look at that. The vegetation is almost reaching Kartak Tabar. Now let's see if that makes the fortress much more easy to take. Well, since they were gonna do that tomorrow, let's go figure out if my... Let's be safe, because I'm flying into an Harkonnen zone, I think.
Select destination. Signpo, Simine.
Should still be at least one more siege in this area.
We are doing military training. Let me show you the statistics of my troop. Saboteurs have been discovered. There is a siege not far from here, eastward.
Eastwards. That's towards the palace. Alright.
Select destination on map. Desert, eastward.
Once again, we're taking the worm. It's a nice sedate piece of the game. Because it does force you to think a bit on how you're going to proceed. I mean, if it were possible, I would build wind traps at the Atreides palace, but obviously you can't do that. At the very most, you might be able to build a wind trap underneath at one of the sieges underneath the palace, or south of the palace rather. But I don't believe there is any siege directly south of the palace that is quite in range. Might be an interesting experiment. Now, how far eastward do we need to fly? Ride. Hopefully not too far. I mean, eventually.
I'm not sure. I think I've just seen a siege on the right.
Oh, thank you, Sugar. Anyone home? Nope. These must be all the sieges that were robbed by the Harkonnen for their workers. So, does this complete the map? Pretty much. There might be something to this. There might be another siege. But we'll see about that next time.